Welcome to the interview. Again in English. This time we've here Juniper. Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us today. As for all the others, I have a really stupid question for you. If you would be a style of pizza, like, I don't know, Speciale and Hawaii, which style of pizza would you be?
I'd probably go with mozzarella. Which I do like mozzarella, but I'm a really picky eater when it comes to cheese, but I do really like mozzarella. So yeah, it's a bit of a quirky choice, so I think that fits with me.
No, mozzarella on pizza is, it's godlike. I love it.
Yeah, me too. Could go for one right now, actually, though. Okay, I just ate, by the way, but
maybe I will order some later. But first things first, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself? You're Juniper. How did you get that name?
Well, also a good question. I was really looking for a name. At first, when I was looking for names, I wanted something Scandinavian. For some reason, because, well, my name isn't really Scandinavian, but I was looking for names like that, and all of a sudden I got weirdly some Skyrim vibes, and I can remember some of the NPCs talking about like drinks with juniper berries and that kind of stuff. I felt like that could be interesting because my real name also starts with J-U. So I thought, well, it's close to my name. The shorthand version, which most band members call me by, Junie, sounds really cute in my opinion. So I thought, like, yeah, sure, let's go with that name, and it's been like that ever since. It was like the first name I really considered taking, and I stuck with it. No changes, no reconsidering. Just went with that one.
Don't fix what ain't broken.
Exactly.
So, what's your persona? What do we see on screen here?
It's a gray fox. It's, well, a real mix between a red fox and a gray fox. It's based on a memory that I have on a moment with me and my dad sitting in the car. Me being a kid, never saw a fox before. And I can remember my dad saying, like, we went to go shooting bows and arrows in the forest, just at targets, no animals, no hunting, that kind of stuff. But yeah, no, my dad crafted some bows on his own. So we went shooting somewhere, and on the drive back home, it was late at night. And I can remember my dad saying, like, there's some really cool animals around here, which you don't see every single day. For example, foxes, he said. So we were standing at a stop sign somewhere, and my dad like poked me, like, "Oh, hey, you gotta look over there. There's a fox." And it was standing on our light. And the persona that I have is pretty much based on that picture that I have of that fox sitting in the car with my dad, and looking at that fox. What I can remember of it, that's how I got my persona colors and everything.
That's quite the origin story.
Yeah, it's a real personal one.
Where are you from? Where do you live?
Currently, I live in the Netherlands, close to Amsterdam.
And how old are you?
So I am 25 years old. I turned 25 last month, actually. Less than a month ago.
Oh, congratulations then.
Thank you.
And the final of the boring old questions, what's your current job?
I was a programmer, currently looking for something new.
So you're one of the many IT furries.
Yes, sadly, I am. I'm not different in any way.
Why sadly? I think it's a nice field of work.
It is, but I mean, I'm relatively new in the fandom, and I thought, like, well, programmer, and not a whole lot of people do that. And then I joined the fandom. It's like, oh wow, 80% of the fandom is a programmer.
Yeah, you never see IT folks on streets because they're all around and on furry events all day. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, there's also like a lot of jokes. For example, on the internet, seeing a picture of a bunch of furries in a plane, like, oh, if that plane goes down, the entire internet infrastructure goes down with it, etc., etc. It's really funny, in my opinion, and I guess it's a little true. I mean, at EF, I was sitting during the opening ceremony. I was sitting in front of the lead developer of Blender, for example. Was it the lead developer? Not entirely sure, but I think it was one of the really cool guys of Blender. So, yeah, no, a lot of furries work in IT. Really, a lot.
Yes, and yes, there's some truth to the stereotypes. I don't know if you remember, parallel to EF, there was this DEF CON event for developers and stuff, and I was standing in the lobby with a friend, and we had a short conversation, basically just saying there's more IT knowledge down here in suits than up in the rooms upstairs.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I totally believe that instantly.
When you're not in IT or with furries, what do you do in your free time? What are your hobbies?
Well, being in my 20s, I go out a lot, get drunk in the weekends, having parties, like your typical mid-20s type of guy. But no, besides that, I do love watching series and movies in my free time. I obviously play guitar in my free time, listen to a lot of music. Also really interested in motorsports, so I do love watching that a lot, and obviously I play games.
Obviously. The only thing that's not obvious is playing guitar, at least not for the people who don't know you. My guys, this guy was standing on main stage at TF not that long ago. How did that came to be? Might to elaborate?
Yeah, well, it's a bit of a funny story. I met the guys who I'm in the band with right now not too long ago. I met them through a fur walk, and I can remember that fur walk happening because there was a fur meet going on, which got cancelled. I believe it's called Stammis or Stammtisch in German, or that's what they call it at least. One of them got cancelled for whatever reason. I don't really keep up to date with it, but it got cancelled, and there was this guy who organized a fur walk as a substitute for it. And the friends I had at that time said to me like, we should totally go there and do that instead of the fur meet. And that my friends knew I play guitar, and they said like, this guy who's organizing it is looking for a guitarist. Maybe you should go talk to him. So the fur meet happened. We were standing around somewhere. I walked up to the guy, introduced myself, and I said like, hey, I play guitar. I heard you were looking for a guitarist. Are you interested? Or maybe we could have a chat about it, see what if it clicks and whatever. Some time goes by, and before you know it, I'm in the band. They had a rehearsal room, which I was really excited about, because I've been in bands before, but it was all like these really sketchy garages and doing it in someone's attic. And these guys had an actual like rehearsal room that they rented, which was really cool. And from there, we played together. We did our first gig, or well, at least my first gig with the guys at Fursuit, which was really nice. Was nervous as shit because it was like one of my first big performances I did. After that, it was playing at a Stammi. After that, it was in Hanover, and at that point I never went to a furry convention because, like I said, I'm still quite new to the fandom. I believe it might be exactly 1 year now since I'm in the fandom. So I never went to a furry convention before, and I was really excited to go to EF because so many people have been saying like, "Oh, it's amazing, it's a life-changing experience and whatnot." So I was really excited to go there, and Fons said to me like, "Oh, we're gonna perform there." I was like, it was for me a blessing and a curse, I'd say. Because yes, I'm gonna be performing on the main stage on one of Europe's biggest conventions, which not a whole lot of people get the privilege to do. So I'm really, really, really grateful for that. But besides that, I was also slightly sad because I wanted to experience my first convention like fully, and I believe there were also some really cool panels during the both of the performances, which I really want to go to, for example, and just take the whole experience in. So, like I said, really grateful. But on the other hand, I would have loved to just be able to relax and do fun stuff at the convention. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, I hope you had fun at the convention nonetheless.
Yeah, no, it was great. I was so depressed afterwards.
Post-con depression hits hard.
Yeah, I know what that is now. It's not fun.
That's right. So how did you end up in the fandom anyways? Did you just stumble upon it, or?
For me, I always kind of knew what furries were. Like I said, I'm 25 now. I kind of knew what furries were since I was like around 16, 17-ish. Mm-hmm. Because one of my friends was into that stuff, and I met another guy who was working on a game which included anthropomorphic characters and whatnot. So I was familiar with what furries were. I wasn't a hater. I wasn't disgusted by it. I didn't think it was weird. I was like, oh, that's cool, and didn't really do anything with it. And I did get into contact or into some sort of contact with some furries. And yeah, that was it pretty much for years and years and years until one of those friends that I made said at one point, he was from Germany. He said at one point, like, hey, I'm having a vacation with a bunch of friends in the Netherlands. And he said, I believe you're from the Netherlands too, right? And I was like, yeah, I am. So what's up? He said, would you like to join us? I was like, yeah, sure. And let's do it. So I went there pretty much to check it out. And had a blast pretty much. And then after that little vacation that he had where he invited me to, he said like, dude, that was so much fun. We should hang out together another time soon. So I was like, sure, let's do it. A month later, I went to his place to hang out again. He had a friend over who was also a furry. And he said like, because you know what furries are, would you like to go to a fur meet? I was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. Fuck it, why not? And we went to Dortmund. There was a Stammtisch in Dortmund. And I thought to myself that the guy said to me like there's beer, there's food. So I thought to myself, well, if I don't like it, I can just get myself drunk and just sit it out and then go away later or something like that. But I ended up really enjoying the experience. Seeing Fursuit for the first time was really, yeah, it was really funny to me at first. But no, I really enjoyed it. I got into some contact with people, and I thought to myself like, wow, this is really fun. I want to do this more often. So that's how I thought to myself like, well, I should become like a real actual furry.
And it seems like you plan to do this more often. You're talking about basically fur meets and Stammtische in Germany all the time. How about the the community in the Netherlands? Is there anything where you are joining the folks over there?
Well, yes and no, I'd say. I mean, like a couple weeks ago or maybe a month ago, there was Reference, I believe, which is in Rotterdam. I didn't sadly go there. But yeah, I'm more than willing to do stuff here in the Dutch furry community. But I pretty much met a lot of Dutch people who also go to the German Stammtisch. And that's how I pretty much met most of my Dutch furry friends, I'd say. But I heard a lot of stories that the Dutch furry fandom died down a little. I have no clue why. But after COVID, stuff got changed, different. I don't know. Don't ask me. I have absolutely no clue. But no, I got a lot of friends in Germany now. I got a giant network of friends there. So the furry community is, for me personally, mainly in Germany so far, like the monthly fur meets and that kind of stuff.
Okay, I understand. Yeah, good thing Germany is just a hop around the border.
Exactly.
This to me, it seems from what you're telling that the furry community is for you mainly for exactly that, the community. Is that correct, or are there other aspects to it that you like?
Well, especially community, I'd say, and being together, sharing a lot of interest, like you mentioned. A lot of furries are into IT as well, so there's a lot of conversation material with a lot of people in terms of like work-related stuff or like nerdy stuff, making websites, or there's people who make games, or I believe VR chat uses a lot of Unity assets, and there's people who create Unity assets and that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's mainly that. There's also a bunch of music. A lot of friends of mine are also into DJing and that kind of stuff. So mainly that, but also the art, the fursuits, you name it, the whole creative side. I really enjoy that of the furry community as well, and the accepting part. I find it really nice to see that a lot of people are really accepting there. Like I've heard many people, because I'm gay myself. I've had some friends who really struggle with their sexuality, being afraid of coming out of the closet, and for example, going to a fur meet or to a furry convention. It's for a lot of people, I feel, a place where they can just be completely their selves, like their own unfiltered selves, and that's what I really, really appreciate about the furry community.
I understand, and it's in my opinion, at least, it's a very important part because people need spaces where they can just be.
Yeah, I agree. Exactly.
We were talking about events earlier. Are there any events you plan on going, like bigger ones?
Well, the first upcoming big one that's coming up would be NFC, which I'm really excited about, especially Sweden. I'd love to go to Sweden, even if it weren't for the furry convention. So that's the first big thing that's coming up. If other people are going there, you'll definitely see me there.
Okay. How about venues that are not furry related? Is there anything you frequently visit? Like I don't know. You said you like talking about IT stuff. There are many conventions there. Is there something the likes that you are basically a regular or tend to visit?
No, I'm not really regular anywhere. I did have the opportunity to go to CES last year, which is a big tech convention in Las Vegas, which I really enjoyed. It was lots of fun. Did get to see a lot of cool stuff. I went to a show there. I stood behind the CEO of NVIDIA, for example. He was getting a beer in front of me, which was, I don't know why, but I find that very fucking cool for some reason. But yeah, no, so tech stuff. There's also a lot of tech conventions here in the Netherlands. One called Techorama, which is about programming. Sadly, lately it's all about AI, and don't get me wrong, I really like AI, but I also really dislike AI. I prefer to program myself without any artificial intelligence assistance, because I get the satisfaction of programming, because it's with certain difficult solutions, it's like solving a puzzle. Like if you solve the puzzle, you get this rush of dopamine. Like fuck yeah, I finished something. Like I thought of that myself. I'm like Einstein 2.0, you know, that kind of stuff. So that's what I really enjoy about programming. But besides that, I really do enjoy going to small bars where there's like a little local band playing. I like going to festivals for music, mainly rock, metal, that type of music. And that's about it, really, for events and that kind of stuff.
That's about it. You say that's really a bunch that would suffice to fill my calendar at least.
Mm-hmm.
Back to furry stuff. Most furries either have or want a fursuit. How about you?
I have a fursuit, which I don't have that long yet. I have to say about half a year now. Yeah, no, it's by Backapall Creation. Great maker, by the way. Really recommend it. It's I love my fursuit. Really love it.
That's what they're there for. You told me a few minutes ago that it's not that far ago that it's pretty fast for you to getting a fursuit. How did that came to be?
Yeah, I get that a lot, and I'm in that sense really privileged to have one. Yeah, no, like I said, with my first ever furry event, quote unquote, I went to seeing fursuiters. I enjoyed that so much, and it was so cool to see. And like I said, I love the creative and the artsy and the crafty side of the fandom. And I was like, when I saw one, I was like, I need to have one of those. Those are amazing. So I was looking around for makers at first because I don't really know. I still really don't know that much about the furry community, to be honest. I was looking at the big makers, and they had giant queues or they had insane prices. And I was just looking around, and I came across Backapall Creation, and I saw pictures of their fursuits, and I was like, all right, whatever it takes, I need to get into this queue. I need to have a suit from them. So at one point, I messaged them directly, asking if they had a spot, which they did. So I was like, all right, fuck, this needs to happen right now. So I commissioned them, and I said like, well, Eurofurence is coming up in when was it, September? And I said, well, is it possible for you to have it done before Eurofurence? They were like, yeah, I think that's possible. So my first ever furry convention, and I got to suit around there, which is a great privilege, and I loved every second of it.
Best thing that can happen.
Yeah.
How about accessoires? Is there anything you carry with you while shooting?
A cooling vest, because I'm dying. It's warm. Shit.
Okay, that one I was expecting. I was more, I don't know, thinking along the lines of, I don't know, a plush steak or something like that.
I know what you meant, but it was a little joke. But yeah, no.
Yeah.
No, I don't really have accessories yet. I did order like a little bag in the form of a ducky or a goose, so I can put my phone in there and whatever, my wallet, that kind of stuff. And I mean, you could think of it as, because I'm a fox, it's my prey or something like that. Maybe that works. We'll see.
That's cute and practical. I love it.
Exactly. But besides that, no, not really. I have a collar because that's on my ref sheet as well. I think it looks adorable. But besides that, no, I not really. It's not what I see with other people's personas, for example, where they have this, like you mentioned, the steak or something like that. No, or glasses or that kind of stuff. No.
Okay. How about furry media? Is there anything you would like to recommend regarding movies, TV shows, books, whatever you like?
Not really. I mean, I'll flip the question around. If people have recommendations for me, please let me know. Because like I said, I don't really know all that much about the fandom. But the only thing I really enjoyed lately was Hell of a Boss.
Of course.
That show is great. Would you call it furry stuff? Not really sure. I guess maybe a lot of furries are into it, at least.
I guess it counts because I think the furry fandom makes about half of the fan base of the series. But anyways, yeah, if you have any recommendations regarding furry movies, webcomics, whatever you like, we have a comment section for that. Just fill it up.
Yes, let me know. Love to see.
Regarding the furry fandom at large, is there anything you would say that you dislike?
Because I don't really use social media all that much. I don't know. My view on the furry community is, I'd say, quite limited to the people I see on meets and people I have on Telegram and who I'm in groups with, for example. So I don't see a whole lot of negative stuff, I'd say.
Okay.
But I do hear, like when I'm with friends, that there's like always a talk about, oh, did you see this? Or, oh, did you see that? Which is a bit annoying, I'd say. And I personally don't get it either, because when I go to meets and do stuff with friends, it's always a good time, even at really big meets where there's like 200 people almost. It's all really chill. Everyone's laughing. Everyone's enjoying a beer together sometimes, and just having a great time. And then you hear those stories, and I cannot wrap my head around it on how those things come to be. So that's like the only thing I maybe kind of dislike about it. But besides that, I don't really see it that much. And yeah, no, just having a good old time. I'd say so. Yeah.
Okay, that's great too. And well, the other stuff, I think it's a big group of people. So big groups of people do what big groups of people do. Is there anything else you would like to say to the people listening right now?
Because I'm so interested in music, if you play guitar or if you have some interesting bands or anything like that, please let me know. Especially if you see me at a convention or anything, and please come up to me and talk music with me. I love music, so have a chat with me, please. I'd love that.
Would you like to greet anybody? If so, do it now, please.
Everyone, hello, greetings. No, I don't know. There's also not really someone I'd specifically like to meet or anything. No, I'm willing to meet everyone. Like I said, especially if you're into music, come have a chat with me. And yeah, I want to say hello to everyone, get to know everyone. So yeah.
That's about it for now. Thanks, Juniper, for being here. Thanks to all of you for listening. And if you want to join in an interview yourself, in the video description, there's a link. You can click there and join. And I hear you all next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.